Imagine standing at a rocket launch. Cameras are rolling. Headlines are ready. The world is watching. Now imagine this. The engineers already know the launch might fail. The data is there. The risk is clear. But the launch happens anyway. Why? Because truth is inconvenient, and image is comfortable. Richard Feynman didn't ask the obvious question, why did the rocket explode? He asked the dangerous one, why did intelligent people ignore what they already knew? This book exposes a brutal reality. When science competes with politics, science often loses. When honesty threatens reputation, honesty gets buried. Warnings become footnotes. Data becomes decoration. Feynman reminds us of an unforgiving rule. Nature cannot be fooled. You can adjust reports. You can soften conclusions. You can stand at a podium and sound confident. But reality doesn't care what other people think. The Challenger disaster wasn't a failure of technology. It was a failure of integrity. And that is why this book is not just about science. It's about courage. The courage to tell the truth, even when the cost is silence, rejection, or standing alone. Because in the end, applause fades, but consequences do not. Imagine a room full of intelligent people, experts in their fields, confident, experienced, respected, all nodding in agreement as a decision is made that feels right, sounds right, and looks right on paper. Charts are clean, timelines are confident, optimism fills the air. Yet buried quietly beneath that confidence is a small, uncomfortable truth that no one wants to amplify. A doubt, a warning, a piece of data that doesn't fit the story. Richard Feynman built this keynote idea around one brutal realization. Progress doesn't fail because people are stupid. It fails because people choose comfort over honesty. In What Do You Care What Other People Think? Feynman exposes how easily human beings trade truth for approval, especially when reputation, hierarchy, and public image enter the room. The danger isn't ignorance. The danger is knowing better and moving forward anyway. That is where real failure is born. Feynman forces us to confront an unsettling idea. Self-deception is more powerful than ignorance. When people convince themselves that everything is fine, they stop asking the questions that actually matter. They stop listening to the quiet voices that say, wait. They stop respecting the data when the data threatens momentum. This keynote is not about rockets or laboratories. It's about decision-making under pressure. It's about moments when speaking the truth feels risky, awkward, or inconvenient, and silence feels safe. Feynman shows that the cost of silence is always delayed, but it is never avoided. Nature does not negotiate. Reality does not compromise. You can delay consequences with confidence, authority, and optimism, but you cannot erase them. What makes this idea so engaging is that it applies everywhere. In business, teams move forward with flawed assumptions because nobody wants to be the difficult voice. In education, outdated ideas survive because challenging them feels disrespectful. In society, misinformation spreads not because people don't know better, but because correcting it requires courage. Feynman's philosophy cuts through all of this with surgical clarity. The first obligation of any honest thinker is to not fool themselves. Once you fail at that, everything else becomes theater. Meetings become performances. Reports become narratives. Success becomes an illusion, carefully protected by consensus. This keynote grips an audience because it quietly turns the mirror toward them. It asks a question that cannot be dodged. How many times have you known something was wrong, but stayed quiet because it was easier? How many times have you chosen agreement over accuracy? How many times have you said it's probably fine when the data said otherwise? Feynman doesn't moralize. He exposes. He shows that integrity is not a personality trait. It's a daily decision. a decision to value reality more than reputation, a decision to care less about what people think and more about what is true. That is why this keynote lands so hard, because it doesn't end with inspiration. It leaves the audience uncomfortable, alert, and aware that from this point forward, ignorance is no longer an excuse, and silence is no longer neutral. Picture a system so polished that it looks flawless from the outside. Procedures are documented, authority is clearly defined, success is statistically proven, and confidence flows from the top down. Everyone involved believes they are doing the right thing, not because they have examined every assumption, but because the system itself feels trustworthy. Richard Feynman challenges this illusion by exposing a dangerous gap between knowing and admitting. In his experience, the most serious problems do not come from a lack of information, but from a refusal to let inconvenient information disrupt the narrative. When organizations grow large, truth often becomes filtered, softened, and reshaped until it no longer threatens momentum. That is where integrity quietly erodes. Feynman observed that warnings rarely disappear. They are diluted. Engineers express concern. Managers translate that concern into acceptable language. And leadership hears something that sounds manageable. At each step, reality loses sharpness. By the time decisions are made, risk has been converted into reassurance. No one lies outright. Everyone participates in a collective misunderstanding that feels rational in the moment. This is what makes the failure so powerful and so human. It is not evil intent, but gradual compromise. People stop asking whether something is true and start asking whether it is acceptable. Once that shift happens, data becomes secondary to optics. What makes this idea resonate deeply is its universality. The same mechanism exists in companies that ignore early signs of collapse, in institutions that protect tradition over evidence, and in teams that mistake consensus for correctness. Feynman exposes how authority can distort truth not by silencing dissent directly, but by rewarding agreement subtly. When careers depend on alignment, honesty becomes expensive. Over time, people learn which facts are welcome and which ones are not. Reality does not vanish, but it waits patiently. It allows confidence to grow. It allows applause. Then it responds without emotion. This concept grips an audience because it removes the comfort of blaming individuals. The issue is not one bad decision, but a culture that treats uncertainty as weakness. Feynman shows that real strength lies in acknowledging what you do not want to hear. Systems that survive are not the ones with the best image, but the ones that respect reality enough to let it interrupt plans. He makes it clear that accountability without honesty is meaningless. Rules without integrity are decoration. When truth is adjusted to protect authority, failure becomes inevitable, only the timing is unknown. The power of this idea is that it follows the listener home. It forces reflection on everyday choices, the moments when it feels safer to stay quiet, to defer, to trust the process rather than question it. Feynman's message is sharp and uncomfortable. Progress demands discomfort. Growth requires friction. Any environment where questioning is discouraged is an environment moving toward collapse. Reality does not reward confidence. It rewards accuracy. And accuracy only survives where people are brave enough to let facts matter more than hierarchy, more than reputation, more than comfort. There is a comforting belief that once something is written down, approved, and repeated often enough, it becomes true. Numbers feel authoritative. Graphs feel objective. Official statements feel final. Richard Feynman dismantles this comfort by revealing how easily form replaces substance when people stop demanding clarity. He shows that the appearance of rigor can exist without its discipline. When procedures are followed mechanically, without curiosity or skepticism, the process continues, but understanding disappears. What remains is a ritual of correctness, not the pursuit of truth. Feynman was deeply disturbed by work that looked scientific but lacked intellectual honesty, experiments that were designed to confirm expectations rather than challenge them, reports that highlighted favorable outcomes while quietly ignoring contradictions, language that sounded precise but avoided the hardest questions. None of this required bad intentions. It only required a willingness to stop looking closely. Once people believe that following steps is enough, they stop asking whether those steps are meaningful. The danger is subtle because everything appears professional, organized, and controlled, even as reality drifts further away from the conclusions being drawn. This idea resonates because it exposes a flaw that hides behind competence. In many fields, success is measured by presentation rather than understanding. Results are celebrated before they are tested. Confidence becomes a substitute for accuracy. Feynman insists that real rigor demands humility, the humility to accept that being wrong is part of learning. Without that humility, mistakes don't disappear. They accumulate. They become embedded in systems, reinforced by repetition, and defended by those who benefit from stability. Over time, questioning feels disruptive, even irresponsible. What makes this keynote especially engaging is how it reframes failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. Dishonesty is. When people stop admitting uncertainty, they stop improving. Feynman argues that the responsibility of any serious thinker is not to sound convincing, but to be precise. Precision requires effort. It requires resisting the urge to simplify conclusions for comfort. It requires presenting results in a way that invites scrutiny rather than applause. When that standard is abandoned, knowledge turns into performance. This message unsettles because it asks listeners to examine their own work. How often are conclusions shaped to look good rather than to be accurate? How often are limitations downplayed to protect credibility? Feynman's insight is clear and unforgiving. Pretending to know is more dangerous than not knowing. Systems built on incomplete honesty do not collapse immediately. They succeed just long enough to feel justified. Then reality intervenes without warning. Accuracy does not announce itself loudly, but it endures. And only those willing to confront uncertainty directly are prepared when assumptions finally fail. There is a moment in every serious endeavor when responsibility can no longer be delegated. A moment when it becomes clear that following instructions is not enough, that obedience does not equal correctness. Richard Feynman highlights this tension by focusing on personal accountability in environments designed to dilute it. Large systems have a way of spreading responsibility so thin that no one feels fully responsible for the outcome. Decisions are justified by procedure, by consensus, by precedent, until individuals begin to believe the consequences belong to the system, not to them. Feynman challenges this mindset by insisting that integrity is not collective, it is personal. You cannot outsource honesty. You cannot hide behind titles or committees when reality delivers its verdict. He observed that people often assume that if a decision has passed through enough layers, it must be sound. But layers do not add truth. They add distance. And in that distance, moral clarity fades. People begin to confuse compliance with correctness, forgetting that rules are only as good as the thinking behind them. This idea strikes deeply because it confronts a common psychological escape. When things go wrong, it is comforting to say that the process failed, not the individual. Feynman refuses that comfort. He makes it clear that every person involved has a choice to question, to verify, to speak, or to remain silent. Silence may feel neutral, but it is not. It is an action with consequences. When individuals stop feeling accountable, systems drift toward decisions no one would make alone, but everyone accepts together. The power of this concept lies in how it reframes courage. Courage is not dramatic defiance. It is quiet insistence on accuracy. It is the willingness to say, I don't understand this, or this does not match the evidence, even when doing so slows progress or invites resistance. Feynman believed that this kind of courage is rare, not because it is difficult, but because it is lonely. Standing by facts when others are eager to move on requires strength that applause does not reward. This keynote leaves the audience with an unavoidable realization. Responsibility cannot be diluted without cost. When individuals surrender their judgment to structure, they also surrender their protection against error. Reality does not recognize organizational charts. It responds only to what is true. And in the end, no system absorbs consequences on your behalf. They arrive intact, directed at the results of choices made by people who once believed they were just following the process. There is a strange comfort in recognition. Titles, awards, credentials, applause. They create the illusion that value has been confirmed. Richard Feynman was deeply suspicious of this comfort. He understood that external validation often becomes a substitute for internal discipline. When people begin to care more about being seen as competent than about actually being accurate, the work itself starts to decay. Approval feels like progress, but it does not correct errors. It only hides them more elegantly. Feynman rejected the idea that authority makes ideas stronger. He believed that an argument does not improve because it comes from an expert, and it does not weaken because it comes from an outsider. Truth has no respect for status. This perspective is uncomfortable in environments built on hierarchy, where disagreement can look like disrespect. Over time, people learn to protect their image rather than their thinking. Questions are avoided not because they are irrelevant, but because they are inconvenient. The pursuit of understanding quietly gives way to the pursuit of acceptance. What makes this insight so powerful is how subtly it operates in everyday life. People stop exploring once they are labeled knowledgeable. Curiosity feels risky when reputation is at stake. Feynman warned that the moment you believe your position makes you right, you stop learning. Intellectual growth demands the willingness to look ignorant again and again. Without that humility, expertise becomes fragile, defended instead of tested. Confidence grows louder while understanding grows shallow. This keynote resonates because it strips away the illusion that success protects against error. In reality, success often makes error harder to see. Praise creates blind spots. Familiarity creates complacency. Feynman's philosophy insists that integrity means valuing correctness over credit, clarity over applause, and curiosity over comfort. It is not enough to be respected. You must remain honest. Not enough to be admired. You must remain precise. The audience is left confronting a quiet but demanding challenge. If recognition disappeared tomorrow, would your thinking still hold up? Would your conclusions still survive scrutiny? Would your curiosity still be alive? So ask yourself now, are you chasing approval? Or are you chasing truth? And if this challenged you, take a moment to question your own assumptions today and decide what really deserves your loyalty. Take action today by questioning one belief you've been protecting for approval instead of evidence. And ask yourself honestly, will you choose comfort or will you choose the truth?